I don't know if this was the last one I recorded or there's in the past few, and I'm not sure if it's an add-on or a repetition because I thought I said this, but they're showing it again about how the universe will push you out of your comfort zone mentality. But it's more than that. They're showing because you'll stay stuck and stagnant. You'll accept the less than. You'll get comfortable. I mean, you hear this kind of talk all the time, right? Like you got to get out of your comfort zone. And sometimes it's so annoying to hear these things because we can't always understand them. And, said simpler, it's you're familiar with a pattern and a way of being that you don't necessarily love, and yet it is the idea that it's worn you down to give a shit, right? You're like, in other words, you don't have the energy to care more, which is so sad to think of it that way, but that's truth. I mean, think about a lot of people who probably live like that. They're like, they hate their life and they'd like better, but they don't even take the time to dream and they don't have the energy to dream, right? Like they've given up all hope kind of thing. And so they wouldn't like to think that they are settling or that I don't think they would even say they're comfortable, right? They'd be like, no, I hate this, but I have to pay my bills, and and they'd give their list of excuses, not realizing, what is meant is you are running on that treadmill, and you're not taking any time for yourself, and you're not willing to break that pattern, which would be uncomfortable. It would be uncomfortable for you to have to pivot and do something different than what you're used to. And that's going to require time and effort. It's not easy to get what you want, which can also sound wrong and bad because ultimately it's just how you see it, feel it, and verbalize it. And yet when you're stuck in a certain pattern and you have to make changes, some of us have a hard time with that, have a hard time with changes and being uncomfortable and making those moves and putting forth that effort. And yet once we get used to that new rhythm, that new pattern, that new effort, getting back to loving ourselves, getting back to understanding what that means, getting back into our dreams and our desires and start imagining and wishing again and start feeling good and happy and excited and alive, it becomes increasingly easy because you get back in that flow and momentum and you make that your new comfort zone. Yet you also still want to continue to push and reach and stretch and grow because we're always doing that. Once we get too comfortable anywhere, we stop growing. And I guess at some point, it's like, how do I say this? It's like people could see that as chasing drama, which it technically could be, but again, you have to decide what that definition means for you. In other words, you could get to a certain point in your life where you're set up so beautifully, yet you always want to grow, so you're always introducing new classes or new techniques or new, things for your mind to be indulging in pleasure, right? Finding ways to learn, stretch, grow, have fun. And in any case, the whole point was they're showing they really do show it like this a lot, like that the universe is our parent. I mean, because we are here in a school and our parents are always teaching us, and it is showing that the universe is our parent and we are a bunch of children and we are a bunch of fucking brats. We are difficult children who are ridiculous when you think about what they're showing is a bunch of children that aren't happy. And so the universe is pushing them to be kinder to themselves, to love themselves and find what makes them happy. And they're whining and complaining like, I don't want to get up. I don't want to do anything, which we have created that. We have created those generations, right? Where they don't know how to use their imagination anymore. And, oh God, it is so funny how we behave as humans. We resist the very thing we want because we don't understand that we're doing that. We're unaware. We're unawakened. We are totally unconscious to our own bullshit, our own patterns, our own nonsense. And it is kind of like that. Yeah, they are showing that. It is, I mean, and I'm not saying that to blame you. I share with you constantly my pitfalls. I'm not, look, I'm human. I'm not embarrassed about being human. And it is like we exhaust ourselves at times. It's like trying and efforting so hard when you just have to let go. And yet hearing those words can be so annoying. And so we do burn ourselves out and at times give up. And that's okay, because it is kind of like letting it go. But you want to have the right mental attitude is really all it is. It's really about mastering your mind, your mental focus, your understanding, so that it's fine to let go, but you're letting go with the right mentality, like the idea of, okay, universe, take the wheel. Or you hear Jesus take the wheel, or whatever your religion is. It doesn't matter if you're not even religious. The universe doesn't give a shit what you believe. So it's like the idea of, I love you, I trust you, and I'm tired, and I don't know what to do, so take over, start showing me, start directing me. But then being open to that, so stop, it's like thinking so hard and start feeling. It is kind of like put on a blindfold and start to feel. What does this feel like? It's the idea, you know what it is? It's the idea of like mindfulness practice. I don't know if you've ever done that, but really great techniques out there for you to become more mindful. And that is one of them. You can put on a blindfold and sit in your house and force yourself to feel and sense, and or even like when you're eating, forcing yourself to slow down, forcing yourself to take one bite at a time, put your fork down and make sure you chew for like a full minute, or you don't chew. You just take one grape and you sense, feel the sense of having that grape in your mouth and putting your tongue around it and feeling it. And you really just get in tune and get present and slow way down. And it's really, it can really challenge you if you're so used to, which I am. So when I do that kind of stuff, it really does help me come back. And at the same time, it can be jarring at the beginning of the practice, like, oh, I can't sit through this, right? But you're doing it for you, and I find that I'm always happy that I take the time to do it. There's a billion practices out there that can help you. All these methods, all of it, the whole point of all of them is to get you back to the present moment. The whole point is to get your mind out of the past or out of the future. Just come back to right here, right now. This is the only place you have any power, you have any say, you have anything. And so, sorry, they're showing it again with like all these little kids, but the little kids are all perked up now, listening, which is wonderful. It's like they're off their phones and they're, oh my God, are they all meditating? Oh my God, how cute are they? Oh my God, I can't. So they are showing little kids and they're all meditating. They're so damn cute, I can't. Okay, all right. Thanks so much for tuning in and listening. You can now purchase an audio journey with me using the link below.